He was a billionaire who owned half of Manhattan, but the moment his eyes fell on the maid's hand, his world collapsed. Ethan Carter froze mid-step. The room went silent. His heart pounded so hard it felt like it would expose the secret he had buried for 30 years. Because on her finger was a cheap silver ring. A ring he had seen once before, when he was a poor orphan with nothing but hunger and hope. Before we continue, if you love emotional real-life style stories that hit the heart, like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. You won't regret it. Jennifer lowered her eyes, unaware that the most powerful man in the city was staring at her like he'd seen a ghost. She was just a maid. Quiet, respectful, invisible to everyone else in the mansion. But to Ethan, she was suddenly the center of his entire past. 30 years ago, Ethan Carter was nothing. No parents. No home. No future. He slept behind a closed bakery, survived on leftovers, and carried shame like a second skin. One winter night, cold and starving, he collapsed outside a small charity shelter. That's when a little girl knelt beside him. Her name was Jennifer. She was poor too, an orphan like him, but she smiled like life had been kind. She gave him half of her bread, the only food she had. And before leaving, she slipped a small silver ring into his hand. She said, "This ring belonged to my mother. When you become successful, come back and marry me." Ethan laughed through tears. He promised her, "I will. No matter how rich I become, I'll find you." The next morning she was gone. The shelter shut down. Records were lost. Jennifer disappeared from his life forever. Or so he thought. Back in the present, Ethan slowly walked toward the maid. His voice shook. "Where did you get that ring?" Jennifer looked confused. "My mother gave it to me before she died. I've worn it my whole life." Ethan's knees almost gave out. "That's impossible," he whispered. "What was your mother's name?" Jennifer swallowed. "Mary Johnson." Tears filled Ethan's eyes. Mary Johnson had been the woman who ran that shelter. Jennifer wasn't just the girl. She was the promise. Ethan turned away, fighting emotions no money could control. All these years he had searched for her across cities, countries, charities, and she had been cleaning his house every single day. Jennifer noticed his tears and panicked. "Sir, I'm sorry if I did something wrong. I can leave." "No," Ethan said firmly. "You're not leaving. You're finally home." Days passed, and Ethan began spending time with her. Not as a boss. As a man. He learned about her struggles, her honesty, her loneliness. Jennifer never asked for anything. That's what broke him the most. When rumors spread that the billionaire was close to a maid, the world mocked him. Board members warned him. Friends laughed. But Ethan remembered the cold nights. The bread she shared. The promise he made as a boy with nothing. At a charity gala filled with elites, Ethan did the unthinkable. He took the stage and called Jennifer forward. The room gasped. He knelt down, held her hand, and said, "30 years ago, when I was a poor orphan, I promised a girl I'd marry her. Today I keep that promise." Jennifer cried as he slipped a new ring beside the old one. This time not out of poverty but love. If this story touched your heart, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who still believes promises matter. Because sometimes, the greatest love stories don't start with wealth. They start with kindness.
Sometimes one small kindness changes a whole life. Never forget who you were and who stood by you when you had nothing.